Why would God choose to meet Jacob at the exact moment he is utterly exhausted, lying alone on hard ground in the middle of nowhere, with a ladder stretching from dusty desert sand all the way up into heaven? The evening sun slowly sinks behind the horizon as Jacob leaves Beersheba. The road to Haran stretches out like a thin scar across the scorched land. Hot wind slaps his face, carrying needles of sand that sting his sweaty skin. The scrape of worn sandals on hardened earth, the dull thud of his travel bag swinging with each step. Together they form a weary rhythm, the sound of a traveler who has walked far past his limit. Behind him, his parents' tent grows smaller and smaller, then disappears. Jacob is not just leaving home. He is walking away from the quiet years under his mother's care, from the evenings by the tent listening to Isaac talk about the God of Abraham. In his mind, Esau's furious face is still fresh, red with anger, eyes darkening, broad shoulders shaking with rage. His oath to kill his younger brother keeps echoing. Jacob knows he used deceit to grab the blessing, and now he has to run. His mother's words still ring in his ears. Run to your uncle Laban's house. Stay there for a while until your brother's anger cools down. But what does a while mean? A year, 10 years, or the rest of his life? Darkness slowly pours over the land. The wind that burned in the daytime now carries a thin chill of night. The sky turns deep red, then purple, then cracks open into countless stars. Jacob lifts his head and suddenly feels small under the endless glittering sky. He stops at a place that means nothing. No city walls, no village. Just bare ground, a few scattered rocks, some low bushes. His body is drained. His legs feel like stone. He decides to spend the night there. No bed, no soft blanket. Jacob picks up a smoother stone among the rough ones and sets it down as a pillow. His back touches the earth, still warm from the fierce sun. The smell of dust, of a tired body, and of rock that has just cooled all blend into one. He pulls his cloak tighter around him to hold off the night wind, then lies still, eyes fixed on the sky. The stars shimmer like glowing grains of sand scattered across a black canvas, reminding him of the promise. Your descendants will be as numerous as the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore. But right now, all he sees around him is empty desert and one lonely man. In the silence, Jacob can hear his own heartbeat. The wind slips through gaps in the rocks. Insects are chirping somewhere close by. He closes his eyes, but his mind refuses to rest. He remembers Isaac's trembling hands on his head, the holy blessing spoken over him, and a question rises, sharp and painful. How can a deceitful man like me become the forefather of a holy nation? Jacob says nothing out loud, but deep inside he wonders, is God really with me on this road of escape? Finally, sleep overtakes him. Jacob drifts off on the hard ground, head resting on cold stone. And right there on the thin line between waking and dreaming, something extraordinary happens. He sees on that same dry, barren ground a massive ladder rising. Its base is planted in the earth. Its top reaches high above the clouds, disappearing into a blinding realm of light beyond words. This ladder is unlike any wood or stone he has ever known. It looks like a pathway made of glory, each step like the carved blocks of a great temple stairway reaching into heaven. Jacob stands there in the dream, looking up, breath caught in his chest. On the ladder, God's angels are going up and coming down. Processions of angels in white, in gold, in garments blazing like fire, move lightly over each step. Some are ascending, carrying the prayers and sighs of human hearts. Some are descending, carrying orders from heaven, mercy, protection, assignments for the earth. The air pulses with a holy weight. Heaven and earth seem to be joined by this living road. Then Jacob sees him. At the very top of the ladder stands one. The light coming from him is not like fire, not like the sun. It is a brightness that burns and soothes at the same time. It makes a person tremble in fear, yet long to come closer. Jacob knows, this is the Lord. the one his father always spoke of, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac. In that blazing space, a voice rings out, powerful yet gentle, distant like thunder from far away, yet as close as a whisper in his ear. I am the Lord, the God of your father Abraham, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you are lying, I will give to you and to your descendants. Your descendants will be like the dust of the earth, and you will spread out to the west and to the east, to the north and to the south. Through you and your offspring, all the families of the earth will be blessed. Each word falls like a wave of light, pouring over Jacob, seeping into the deepest corners of his heart, his fear of the future, his terror of Esau, his guilt over his lies. They are all still there, but now they are wrapped in something greater. God himself is speaking directly to him. The voice continues, slow, steady, full of authority. Look, I am with you. I will watch over you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. Those words pierced the darkness of his fear like arrows of light. Jacob left home as a fugitive. In this dream, he hears another truth. He is protected. He is guided. He is promised a homecoming. God does not bring up his sin. He does not scold him for tricking his brother. He simply declares, I am with you. I will watch over you. I will bring you back. That is a grace Jacob had never dared to hope for. The ladder, the angels, the majestic one at the top. The scene glows for a while longer, as if to carve every detail into Jacob's memory. Then the light begins to fade. The angels vanish into the sky. The ladder dissolves. The dream closes. Jacob jolts awake. The night is still dark, just beginning to soften at the edges. The desert air is colder now. A damp wind brushes through his hair. The ground is still hard. The stone is still under his head. The sky is still full of stars. Outwardly, nothing has changed, but inside Jacob, he is changed by the direct presence and promise of God. He sits up quickly, heart pounding. He looks around as if to confirm the place he's in. This plain, ordinary patch of earth has just become the stage for an encounter between him and the living God. A deep, holy awe floods him. He whispers, almost afraid to break the moment, surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. Then louder, how awesome is this place? This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate of heaven. What was once a nameless wasteland becomes the place where Jacob realizes God's nearness and faithfulness. God is not only in tents and altars, not only in family stories and old promises. He is here on rocky ground, beside a lonely man. The ladder in the dream has spoken to him. Heaven and earth are still connected, even when he feels cut off from home. As dawn paints the eastern sky with soft pink light, Jacob gets to his feet. He bends down and touches the stone that was his pillow, feeling its cold, rough surface. With reverence, he sets the stone upright, making it into a pillar, a marker that silently declares, "Here I met God." He takes oil from the small flask he carries and pours it over the top of the stone. The oil runs down its sides, catching the first rays of the sun and shining softly. It is an act of consecration, his way of saying to God, "This place belongs to you. My life does too." Then he gives the place a name, Bethel, the house of God. After that, Jacob makes a vow. If the Lord is with me and watches over me on this journey I am taking, if he gives me bread to eat and clothes to wear, and if I return safely to my father's house, then the Lord will be my God. This stone that I have set up as a pillar will be God's house, and of all that he gives me, I will give back a portion to him. This vow is a human answer to a divine promise. God has said, "I am with you." Jacob responds, "I belong to you." From that moment on, the journey to Haran is no longer the road of a refugee. It becomes the path of a man being protected and prepared for a future far greater than anything he can imagine. Footsteps sound again on the dusty road, but now every step carries a new rhythm, a quiet trust. Each time the wind rushes past his ears, Jacob can remember the angels moving up and down an invisible ladder. Each time he looks up at the sky, he knows he is not alone. Those same tired feet will eventually carry Jacob near the city of Haran to another well. There, amid dust and the bleating of flocks, a young woman named Rachel will appear with a jar on her shoulder. From that moment that seems so ordinary, Jacob's love story will begin, and God will quietly keep moving his promise forward through Jacob's life. Don't miss the next episode where we follow Jacob to Haran, witness his first meeting with Rachel at the well, and watch how God uses that simple encounter to push the story of Abraham's descendants into a new turning point. If you want to keep walking with these stories, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next.